So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today I'm going to show you where to farm the 6 new melee mods, that is Condition Overload, Guardian Derision, Healing Return, Relentless Combination, Enduring Affliction, and Dispatch Overdrive. Now these aren't very hard to farm. Yes, 3 of them are a rare drop, so their drop chance is fairly low, but the enemies that drop these mods are fairly common. So let's start off with Condition Overload, which is dropped by the Drakkar variant of the Grenier Butcher. The Drakkar Butcher, just like all the other Drakkar Greniers, spawns in the Sea Lab tileset, which is the one that's on Uranus. And the mission I would recommend for farming them is Ophelia, which is a pretty good survival mission. Here, the Drakkar Butchers combined with Drakkar Scorpions make up the majority of the melee foes of the Grenier, so they are fairly plentiful. And on top of that, Ophelia is great for farming polymer bundles, plastids, and gallium, and since it's a submersible mission, so you will need an Archwing to do this one, you can also farm tellurium here. Moving on to Guardian Derision. This one is dropped by the Corpus Prot crewmen, which have a base spawning level of 1 but stop spawning above level 15. And because these dudes don't really spawn above level 15, I would recommend you farm them on Venus. Now, there are 2 missions that I would recommend. The first one is Killiken, which is an excavation mission, which is great for farming these dudes. And then there is also V Prime, which is a survival mission. Now, these are very easy to spot since they are the only real melee unit the Corpus have, but they don't spawn too much. They will spawn every now and then, and I would say they spawn about as much as Butchers do on Ophelia. But just remember that if you're doing endless missions, the enemy level will be constantly going up, and if it goes way above level 15, they will stop spawning. So if that happens, it's better to just extract and do it again. And the last rare mod is Healing Return. Now this is dropped by the Infested Crawler, which is a base spawning level of 1, but stops spawning above level 40. Now, the Infested Crawler spawns all over the place. You can go to Ares, you can go to Derelict, or you can do Dark Sector missions. And the Dark Sector mission that I would recommend is Malva on Venus. Here, the enemies start off at very low level, so you will have loads of time before they crawl over the level 40 mark. And once again, this is a fairly common infested unit. You will see them all over the place, so you will have plenty of them to kill to get your mod. But just remember, once again, that these are replaced by stronger units above level 40, so if you go for a very long time on Malva, you may want to restart the mission so they start spawning again. Moving on to Relentless Combination, and this one is dropped by 2 different mobs. The first one is the Infested Ancient Disruptor, and the second one is the Infested tar-mutalist Moa. Now, the Ancient Disruptor has a base spawning level of 1, so it will spawn in literally every single infested mission, but the tar-mutalist Moa starts spawning around level 12. So obviously, you want to do missions that are at least level 12 so you can get both of them to spawn. Now, to farm these 2 mobs, you can do basically every single infested mission in the game. You can go to Ares, you can go to Derelict, and you can do Dark Sector missions if you want to. But there are 3 missions that I would recommend. The first one is Akkad on Ares, which is a fairly popular XP farming location. The second one is Xeni on Ares, which is an infested interception, and it's very popular for farming Neo and Axii relics. And the third one is Hierakon on Pluto, which is an infested excavation. It's also a Dark Sector mission, so it's great for farming credit, and it's a fairly popular farming location for Axii relics. And there is really not much else to say about these 2. They're both really annoying to fight, and they spawn sort of every now and then. Next up, we have the Enduring Affliction mod, and this one is dropped by the Grenier Guardsmen. Now, these only spawn in the Grenier Shipyard tileset on Ceres, so most missions that you find on Ceres, unfortunately, Draco does not have the Shipyard tileset, so you can't farm them there. Rip in peace, Draco. Now, fortunately, these aren't very rare. I would say they make about 10% of the Grenier army that you will face on Ceres, so even if you do something like Palace, which is an exterminate mission, you will kill quite a few of them. Usually on Palace you will get around 80 units to kill, and you will kill about 8 guardsmen, so yeah, as I've said, about 10%. And the final mod we have on the menu today is Dispatch Overdrive, which is dropped by the Corrupted Butcher. And farming this dude is very simple. It only shows up in the void, and it shows up all over the void, so it doesn't really matter what you do as long as you're doing it in the void. But of course, the best thing you can do is simply run one of the endless missions. But even if you don't want to run endless missions and you just want to do sabotage missions to farm bullet duns or something like that, you will still kill quite a few of them. And that's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching. As always, I hope the video was helpful. I wish you good luck with farming your new melee mods, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!